Good day. My name is Charles Rose. I'm the Dean of the College of Law at Ohio Northern University. And I'm here to talk to you today about a module of information dealing with questioning. This is part of our Fundamental Trial Advocacy book, 4th edition, that's published by West Academic Publishing. Wherever you are, I greet you digitally. In this block of instruction, I'm going to talk about open-ended questions. Now, these are normally used during direct examination, and they have a lot of power because they focus the attention of the jury on the witness. Places the witness on center stage. It extracts information. It invites commentary from the witness as opposed to suggesting answers on cross-examination. Now, when I prepared this material, I used several resources that are available to you. There's Mastering Trial Advocacy, there's Fundamental Trial Advocacy, and we also have a YouTube channel that you should check out. It's called The Trial Advocate. It's Trial Advocacy on YouTube. And the Rose Advocacy website that's hosted by West Academic is a place where you can go to get additional materials, PowerPoint slides and the like, if you're going to be presenting on these subjects. Now, as we think about asking open-ended questions, we normally are thinking about direct examination, right? That's what we're thinking about. We're thinking about trying to get information. The other place where we do it, quite frankly, is during deposition, where we're trying to get the witness to talk. And when I think about open-ended questions, I've got several categories that are in my mind. There's that wide open question that just sort of throws it to the winds and sees what we get. There's a more directive opening question that kind of directs the witness to a particular moment in time or a particular incident. There's that probing or testing question that's really going after a particular fact or a particular issue. And then there's the coupling that we do to make one question flow into the next. Let's look at some examples. These are classic wide open questions. Describe for us, explain, tell us about. Now you'll notice in all of these wide open questions, I'm not saying, could you describe for us? Could you explain? Could you tell us about? Why am I not doing that, and why do I not recommend it? Because could or can is a question of capacity. Those are superfluous words. And when I have words that aren't necessary when I'm asking questions, there's a possibility for ambiguity, and that's not in my favor. So I want to be as clear when I communicate as possible. So describe for us. If you feel like that's not polite enough, you could say, please describe for us. Please explain. Please tell us about. Each of these invites commentary from the witness without direction from the lawyer. So I can say, tell us about what you were doing the morning of May 5th. You could go anywhere with that, right? That's a wide open-ended question. Please explain what happened after you left the house. Another wide open question. Now, think of the wide open question as being at the top of a funnel of questions that are designed to get us to a specific point in the direct examination. Once I've kind of defined the area where I need to be, the next thing that I want to do is I want to look at directive, open-ended questions. I'd like to draw your attention to the letter that you received that day. What did you do with the letter? I really want to know what they did with the letter. But by putting the directive piece in it right here, what I've done is placed it in a moment in time or in a set of circumstances through the direction of the open-ended question. I'm not suggesting the answer. It's not a closed-ended question, but it's narrowly defining the thing that I want them to talk about. This gives me the ability to move to a point in time that for me, the lawyer, is important from a proof perspective. And it lets the witness know what it is exactly that I want to talk about. Another example, please direct your attention to the store on the corner of 5th and Madison. I placed a store in time and in place. Did you or didn't you go into that store? I'm not suggesting the answer. I'm not saying, did you go into the store? Did you not go into the store? I'm giving them the option. It's very directive, it's very narrow, but it doesn't suggest the answer. And as long as a question doesn't suggest the answer, it's open-ended. It's open-ended, but it's very narrowly defined. And that's why these questions are so powerful for us as attorneys. We can keep things moving. We can focus them where they need to be. Let's now talk about the window of the store. You could see inside this. Could you see inside the store through the window? Now I am asking a question of capacity. I'm trying to establish a line of sight for the witness to explain why we can rely upon what they saw next. If you'll think about directive open-ended questions as we've outlined them here, each and every one of them is almost a signpost for a piece of information that's important to the jury, or at least to the lawyer. Whether the jury thinks it's important or not is another question. If I don't use directive open-ended questions, a witness's testimony turns into verbal vomit. And it's hard for the jury to track what's important and what's not. And that is a death knell for our case. Because when we're calling witnesses on direct examination, we're trying to prove something. And if the jury can't recall it afterwards, we failed in our job. Now, probing questions take a fact that's given and dig in deeper. It's like we're scooping out a little bit of dirt at a time to get to what's underneath. Did you? What about? How about? Now we're creating, think of it as limitations or restrictions on what they've said previously, getting to the heart of it, pinning down the witness factually so that we can rely upon what they've said. Now, we do this during direct examination, and occasionally we'll do it on cross-examination as well. I'll talk about that when we get to the cross-examination block of instruction. For now, we'll move on. My name is Charlie Rose. Have a great day.